Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I have Charles Rose Jr. here on the show with me, and we're here to help you learn how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate so you never, ever have to work a job again. And today, this is the next episode in our series that we're talking about investing in a recession. Like, are we in a recession? We definitely talked about the market update, where we are in the market. Check that out. Find that episode. You'll see the link in the description. But Charles, we're going to be talking about how we can, as investors, get prepared, even be prepared now, but also for what's going to be coming in the future. If there's a crash or if the market goes right back up, how we can be prepared. So I'm super glad to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, Dustin, it's always great to be on this show. This is such a relevant topic, helping people get prepared because it's so important to be prepared no matter what, right? And that reminds me of the story in the Bible with Joseph, who interpreted dreams. And anyway, somebody had a bad dream. He interpreted it, and he pretty much told him, like, don't get scared, get prepared. Here's what you need to do to get prepared. And so in the same way, we have strategies to help our audience who's listening right now, to be prepared for what's lie ahead.
Yeah, I love that story about Joseph. It was Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a bad dream, and he said, I need to have somebody interpret it. And all of his, bad guys, like the astrologers and, all those people around him couldn't interpret it. So he started killing everybody. And then what happened? Joseph interpreted the dream. It was going to be a famine. There was going to be a bad stuff going on, but 7 years of good times, 7 years of bad times. It's going to be really, really bad. In fact, it's going to be so bad in the bad times that the good times, everybody will literally forget the good times. So I'm not saying that's what we're having now, but what happened was we had 7 years of preparing. Joseph had 7 years to prepare for that. With that, we now should be preparing to invest better, prepare for our family to be, okay in this whole time, which we have talked about that. So definitely watch our other episode on how the market update is, where we're at now. But if we are going to be wise, we're going to prepare now. So what's the first way that we need to prepare so that we are ready to invest and also taking care of our families?
Yes. So the first way the first thing that we need to do to be prepared is, number one, save at least 10% or more of your income. This is so important, to save 10% or more of your income, because every month, what you do is, if you make $1,000 a week, let's just say you make $1,000 a week, you put aside $100. You make $10,000 a week, put aside $1,000, right? And so if you keep investing this 10% every single month, you'll see that you'll have enough money at the end of the year, or whatever period, or whenever you're ready to invest. Whenever you find a good deal, you're going to have that money that's built up where you could use that money as a down payment. Or, some of you may even be able to invest more. You may be able to invest cash in a property. So it's so important to save now to be prepared for the times later on. And so don't fall into the same trap as many other people, living paycheck to paycheck or spending more than you actually earn. It is so important to find a way to save 10% or more. So if that means cutting back, so if you have to downsize, if you have to cancel some subscriptions that you don't use. Dustin, it was so crazy. Like maybe like a year ago, I was looking at all the subscriptions that I had, and I'm like I have all of these different things. I don't even I had like a Disney Plus subscription. I don't even watch Disney, I had all these different subscriptions and stuff, and all of that adds up. I was probably able to save maybe close to $150 a month, right? Canceling subscriptions. That adds up, right?
Absolutely. And along with that, I love the idea of saving 10%. In fact, I'm teaching my young kids now, they save 50% of everything that comes in their pocket, from birthday money to, mowing the lawn or whatever like that. They get their money and they save 50%, because I want them to learn to save now. If they can get to 10% when they're older, that's even better. Because it's trying to instill that in them. So everybody, you need to be saving at least 10% of your income, saving that, paying yourself first for investing. I would also say, and this is definitely not going to go in depth on at all about the, getting financially educated, but you need to increase how much money you make too. Maybe do a side hustle, maybe buy and sell things on eBay. You also need to get rid of your debt, like cut your expenses so that your expenses are lower so you can pay off debt. So we need to save, we need to cut debt, we need to cut our expenses or hopefully get out of debt, but then also increase our income. That's how we're going to be financially ready to invest, to be prepared to buy properties. And on top of that, all these lessons you're going to be learning being financially educated. When you have your properties, you're not going to lose all that money because you've already learned, okay, I got to prepare for investing. And I also have to prepare if there's a problem in my property. Let's say the roof goes out. I need to make sure I save money. So right now, be prepared by getting financially educated. I do have a course, like literally an entire course on getting financially educated. It's called Your First Investment. Your first investment is in you. You having the knowledge financially of how to do everything with your money so you grow wealthy like the wealthy do. Now, I love the idea of having an exit strategy with your properties. Now, Charles, you'll understand this. My exit strategy is not flipping a property. It's not selling it in, let's say 10 years from now at all. My exit strategy is giving these properties to my kids because I'm creating generational wealth. And the great thing about this, because we buy our properties, these are long-term buy and hold rental properties. They could be short-term like Airbnb, mid-term like traveling nurses, but these are buy and hold rental properties. My exit strategy is to give these properties to my kids. Now, somebody might say, well, you have equity in your property. You could sell it and then buy another house. I'm like, I could, but how about I get a tax-free loan on that house, refinance it, pull that cash back out of that property, which is what we teach all our students all the time. But then we buy a property with that. We still have the house. We have a new house. Once that mortgage is paid off, we have both and no mortgage. So my exit strategy is to give these properties to my kids.
Yeah, and that's such a great strategy, Dustin, because what you're doing is you're building long-term generational wealth. And you're teaching your kids from now, like, Dustin isn't just giving the property just because he is giving it to them, but he's teaching them wealth principles right now. You heard him said, he's teaching his kids right now to save 50% of everything that they get in so that they can be good stewards of all of this wealth that he's going to pass down to them, and they're going to be able to enjoy life, and they're going to be able to do ministry or whatever they're called to do in life. And so he's teaching them from right now. So that's such a great exit strategy. One of the things, Dustin, too, I think we should warn people about as we get to a part of the in the market cycle. Definitely go ahead and watch that first series we sent out on where we are in the market. We there's some things that we have to watch out for, right? Because some people, you've seen it, Dustin, back in 08 and 09, you've seen it where some people got into fix and flips, especially some of the high end fix and flips. And when the market crashed, they were stuck, and some people went under because of that. And so one of the things we have to avoid is, I'm not saying, I can't advise you on what to do, but be very careful of those fix and flips, especially as we progress through this market cycle. And when we start feeling the recession and even the depression, you definitely want to make sure that even if you're still fixing and flipping, make sure that you could turn that properly into a long-term rental investment if you need to, right? Because if something happens where you can't flip that, you're gonna have to find a way where you could still keep that property, where you could still make that property a win and be successful.
Well, the biggest thing is not getting over leveraged on top of that. Like if you're going to buy a rental property and you're only going to make, let's say, $25 a month, $50 a month in passive income, and on top of that, you have a huge property that's, let's say now, $500,000 mortgage on a house, and you're making a little bit of money in passive income, but that mortgage will literally eat you up if it's not rented. A $500,000 loan, that's going to be like $2,500 a month, maybe $2,800 a month in mortgage payment that you're going to have to pay. Well, if that's not rented and you don't have the right passive income enough to be able to cover the expenses, you're going to go bankrupt because that mortgage is going to eat you alive. So don't get over leveraged. Don't buy these really, really expensive properties. I love buying properties that are around $100,000 to $150,000, even below that, let's say $80,000, $70,000, $60,000 houses, because there still are properties that are worth $60,000. If you live on the coastlines, you probably wouldn't realize that. But yeah, Midwest, down in the Carolinas, down in Florida, you're still going to find great properties. Don't get over leveraged. Be prepared so that you can use that leverage in the future. I'll give you an example of what I'm doing. I'm saving cash. I'm still buying properties, but I'm saving cash now because I know in the future prices are going to come down, interest rates go up, which means prices must come down because people only spend, or they only have, let's say, $2,000 a month for a mortgage or rent. If the interest rates go up, prices must come down because that money doesn't go that far anymore. And so what I'm doing is saving money, getting leverage, like freeing up my credit, like paying off mortgages, paying off credit cards, paying off everything, so I can then get more loans when it's a great time to buy. So that's something we don't want to do, is get over leveraged when we're buying a property. Now, the next thing that I love talking about is we need to have relationships of other investors, other hard money lenders, property managers, title companies, realtors, like building relationships, because here's the key. And I want you to talk a little bit about this, because the key in real estate investing is that real estate investing is not about properties. Real estate investing is about people. It's about helping people, people helping you, working together. Because if a seller needs to sell a property and you are there to help them out, it's about people, remember? It's not about a property, it's about the people. Then you help them out by buying it for the price that fits you and your business. Same thing. If a tenant needs a place to rent, we provide them a good place to rent if they hopefully can actually find us and get into our property, but we provide that to them. So the business of real estate investing is about people, not about properties.
Absolutely. It's definitely about people and not the properties. And ways, quick ways you can do this is go to local real estate meetings, go to the Real Estate Investors Association, go to a small bank and maybe find the VP over the commercial loans, and take them out to lunch. Start building that relationship now. So when you need that relationship later on, where you can help them and they can help you, that's going to pay off so much when you build that relationship now. And as you're building those relationships, this leads me into another really good point, is so important is to get the right education that you need to invest, right? Not just from anywhere, because so many you have so many like gurus out there, especially in this peak phase right now, who are saying, I can teach you how to invest in real estate, and some of them, just be very careful. So I just want to say, get educated from an established company, a company that has results. And so we teach people all the time at Master Passive Income how to be prepared and how to invest, how to not only survive, but how to thrive through any market cycle based on the type of properties that we invest in. And so we'll be glad to help you in any kind of way. And if you haven't gotten the free Master Passive Income course, make sure you do that. We teach you how to invest in real estate. So definitely check that out. It will be in the show notes.
It will be. And you could also even text the word rental, RENTAL, to 33777. Rental to 3377. I'll let I give it to you. Show you how to build a business, how to do everything right like we do, how to invest anywhere in the country. You can even go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Literally give it to you. I just want to see you get started investing. Now, also on top of that, having a mentor, having somebody that has done it before, not just like a quote unquote guru, somebody who's like, they've read a book and they maybe did it once or twice. And then they start, hey, maybe I can make money teaching people how, or like, get them to pay me so I could show them how to do it. No, find a mentor, find a coach, find somebody that's literally done it before that's there to give. And I'll give you my example of what I did. So I actually went to one of those gurus, and the gurus wanted like $40,000 or $50,000 for them to coach me how to invest in real estate. I said, if I had $40,000 or $50,000, I wouldn't give it to you. I would absolutely start investing. And so that's what I did. Now, fast forward, now I'm blessed to have figured out how to do it. Now I just want to give this away. So get my free course. At the same time, Charles and I, we've developed this. We basically said, hey, you know what? There's a system here. Let's start helping people. So we could definitely help you in all of this, showing you how to find properties, where to get financing, because honestly, there are so many ways to get funding or financing for a property. There's so many ways to find really great deals. There's so many ways to manage your properties. There's so many ways to do it. A lot of ways to do it wrong, but ways that do it right. And we show all of our students how to do this. Now, with the recession, if there is a recession coming, because it seems like there is, definitely watch that and listen to that episode that we just put out about the market update. I thrived through 2006, 2007, 2008. So I started investing back in 2006. But I thrived through the last recession because I make money whether the market goes up, the market goes down, or the market goes sideways. And the reason why is because we do not invest for appreciation. We invest for passive income so we can make sure we're making $250 or more with every single property. So getting prepared is knowing, hey, if something's going to come, let me be prepared if this thing happens. Now, let's say if there's no crash and everything keeps going up, then you're already investing. You're doing well. If it does crash, we're buying the properties at a lower value than it's worth. We're also making sure we're making passive income. All that coupled together, we're protecting ourselves as best as we can. Now, we're not guaranteeing anything, but we're saying what I've done in the past, I'm sharing with you. This is how I did it. Now, everybody get out there, start investing now. Get my free course. Get prepared now so that you can invest, especially in this next buying cycle where you can buy fantastic properties and start investing. So we'll see you guys in the next episode where we're going to be going further into how we can invest through this recessionary period.